the sectors most hampered by?
Rather than saying hamper, I would rather say it impacts a lot of sectors. Firstly, many people are saying that it's a reduction in rates. I would like to just correct the term. It's GST rationalization, which means in some cases the rate have increased, in some it has decreased, but it has rationalized because now there are two broad rates, 5% and 18%. Various sectors, even if we talk about Sikkim, for example, life insurance, the GST and life insurance, etc., has become exempt. So a lot of people in Sikkim, take life insurance, multiple life insurance. So that is one positive, impact. Life insurance becomes cheaper. Daily commodities, like, very basic and essential commodities, even as basic as, let's say, soap and, toothbrush and toothpaste and etc., even baby diapers for that matter. So even in that case, the GST rates have decreased. So which means overall the items become cheaper for us. And we should expect the MRPs of these items, to be relabeled and, to go down, very soon. Medicines again, in case of many life-saving medicines and various essential medicines, many have been shifted to exempt category. Many have gone down to 5% category. So medicine should become, cheaper. Electronics, for example, televisions, although air conditioners are not so popular, but still air conditioners, television, other such electronics and consumer durables, they've also reduced. The rate has reduced from 28% to 18%. So that will make electronics cheaper. Vehicles, we are very, fond of vehicles in Sikkim. Sikkim is a big vehicle market. So the small, 350cc and below, two-wheelers and the smaller vehicles, they've also become cheaper. So it's a very good time now to buy vehicles because it has gone on from 28 to 18% and thus around the corner. So it's really a gift. Agriculture sector, in Sikkim, agriculture sector is also one of the sectors. So in case of agriculture sector, the farm and farm equipments, essential machinery has gone down, to 5%. So that will really be a big boost to the agricultural sector, to the farmers. So that's also very important. And the house infrastructure sector, like we have a lot of infrastructure projects in Sikkim. Many people build hotels. In case of, for example, cement has gone down from 18%, 28 to 18%, and bricks and, tiles, granite, etc., that has gone down to 5%. So that will be a major boost to the infrastructure sector. And now coming to the tourism sector, more specifically, in case of tourism sector, those hotels which have a room tariff of less than 7,500, the room rate has gone, the GST on room rate has gone down from 12% to 5%. So it is a very welcome, move for the tourists visiting here because they would expect the room rates to be cheaper. In case of hotels, they have a concern that, they will not be able to take the input credit on the 5% because the 5%, we are not allowed to use the input credit. So obviously the cost might go up, for the hotels in terms of the fact that the purchases, they cannot take input credit on the purchases. This severely affects leased hotels because in case of lease, and in Sikkim, most of the hotels are, on lease. So when you take a hotel on lease, you pay 18% GST on the lease rent. Even, in case of management contracts, etc., you pay 18% on the management fees. But now since the output is 5% without GST, in case of small hotels, we cannot adjust the lease, GST paid on the lease. So leased hotels, for them it becomes a cost. For them, the operations become more expensive. So I think that is one, concern which a number of hoteliers have, played out. Have talked about. And but on the positive side, the rationalization of rates, and there are only two rates now, so it's become simple, and things become cheaper, and because of the reduction in rates, infrastructure, etc., the consumption will increase, the demand will increase, so money flow will increase. So I think overall somewhere, it will be good, the economy will boost because recently we have been hearing that the market is going down, the purchases are not happening. So reduction in rates, just in the beginning of the festive season will definitely help to boost consumption in a very big way. See, मेरो त अब ओन होटल चाहिँ त्यही लिज वालै कुरा. I can just think.